I know I'm crazy, but like you keep stacking them and all of a sudden you're in this position now. And like, you're still not a good team. You're not a top 6 team. And is top 6 really even like what you're shooting for? I think what you said is a really important piece too, which is like, this is not a situation where they're playing so well and they have their star of the future. Like they still don't have that regardless of what happens this year. And potentially even regardless of whether they keep the pick, because at this point, the odds of them getting into the top 4, I mean, it's going to be like 12, 13%, which is not very high. So, I just think that they have kind of put themselves in a really bad spot here by being a little too good. And like, maybe they just ride it out. I'm not saying that that's what they should do, but like, maybe that's what they should do. I don't know.
That's what you should do. Maybe you should do.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to do.
But like, play that scenario out. Like, okay, let's say you keep going as you're going. You finish 10th seed, 9th seed in the East. You lose in the play-in. And you finish with the 10th pick and you keep your pick versus you do all that and you give up the 11th pick. Like, obviously you want to keep the 10th pick, but like the difference there is the pick. It's not changing what happens outcome in terms of the season.
Sure.
But then let's say they trade Zach and one of those two outcomes happen. Like, are we much more bullish about the future if they have traded Zach for, you know, Michael Porter Jr. and Zeke Naji, and they still gave up their pick? Like, I don't think that's a better solution.
No.
The idea would be to maximize the value of your pick, to get additional assets. And I just feel like it's kind of too late for that. I mean, maybe it's not, but that's kind of how I'm feeling based on not just tonight, which was obviously a great win. That's going to no doubt build some confidence in that locker room, but the trends, right? I mean, 5-2 in their last 7 games. That's not a team that's close to being in the bottom 10.
That's true. That's true.
Casey Johnson on Twitter just a moment ago, quoting Zach LaVine, quote, "We're a good team. We're competitive," trigger warning, "and we're a resilient group. LaVine told me if left intact, he believes these Bulls can make the playoffs. That would mean the Bulls' first-round pick, top 10 protected, would go to Spurs. Zach, quote, players and coaches never tank."
Again, like, why would they?
Exactly right.
That would be insane for them to do.
Seriously. Like, they shouldn't be. Like, it shouldn't even be a thought for them. You know, it's not up to them. It's up to your front office. It's not up to them, man, to tank. They're competitors. They're players. You're paying them this amount of money to play well, and they're playing well right now in a way that they haven't seen themselves do in a few years. So Zach hasn't been this healthy in a few years. We've never seen this side of Vooch before. I would assume it's been incredible. We got this new guy in Modest Buzelis who looks cool. Julian Phillips is figuring stuff out. Dalen Terry is figuring stuff out. THT came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And is helping them do this. And, oh, yes, they're still Lonzo Ball. So they haven't seen this version of themselves in years. So, of course, they are comfortable with, like, yes, dude, we are here. We got it together. It's time for us to go win and do our thing. I have no problem with a player feeling like that. I have no problem with a coach feeling like that. It's not their job to sit there and be like, well, let me just go ahead and throw some air balls. No, you wouldn't even. I wouldn't even want you on the squad because that is not your job to be thinking that way. It is the front office's job to understand what this team is. It is the front office's job to understand the moves that they need to make to get better. It is their job to put those players in position to either succeed or just understand what you are. And it feels like that they just teetering and don't really know.
We all silly like the mayor.